Hello everybody, I'm Spark249, welcome to episode 2 of Let's Play the Stanley Parable.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Well,
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I'll stop moving so the narrator stops talking. Wow, look at that blank void out of my window. I'm going to be showing you two different endings this time. The first of which, well, you pretty much do the normal.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Yeah, you pretty much just do the normal ending, the freedom, the escape ending, whatever you want to call it.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Well, I certainly don't want the insanity ending again, so...
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
I can't remember the
Shocked,
code.
unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
There's even a subtitle for it.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
So that happens if he doesn't actually tell you the code before you type it in. That can happen on any playthrough. But if I then restarted the game and walked through here, the narrator would already be opening the door as I walked in, and a subsequent time after that, the door would already be wide open. So, going down. These loading screens take a while.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
So, if you remember, in the mind control facility, which is just around this corner...
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
So right at the end of this section,
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
At the very end, there was an option between two buttons to turn the giant mind control machine on or off.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals on its screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
The fat lot with this handrail is I can just walk off to my deck. I believe if you wait a certain amount of time, these gates actually open again and let you backtrack. And what the heck happened to that screen over there? It's got red writing over it. Alright, let's summon the elevator.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof, the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content, walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life.
Stanley didn't
For
decide that
he would dismantle... Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes. Now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments one of them is.
No.
More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start.
Where's 3?
What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are?
There's a 4 up there.
A moment of solace before you're obliterated. All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway.
3.
I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones, or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me.
Nothing here is
Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't.
Oh, charming.
Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count. Or don't. It's all the same to me. All a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
And I'm dead. That's the bomb ending. There is no way to defuse it. Nothing in that room does anything at all. It's just considered, oh, you nearly made it, but then you were greedy. Die. So now I'm going to show you another ending.
I can't wait to tell this story to my co-workers, Stanley thought. How amusing they'll find it. Oh, won't we all just laugh and laugh at the time I thought everyone had gone missing.
So he does have a few lines of dialogue he will randomly say in place of others. Now,
when Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I'm once again following the way all the way to the boss's office. But this time, I'm going to do something really
Yet
different.
there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Now, if you remember, when you enter the boss's office, the door seals behind you, but it's on a slight delay. So if you do this right... Come on.
Okay, I think we all...
Oh. The narrator went silent. Oh, I can go back. Well, that door's never going to open again, so let's just go all the way back, shall we? Quite a trek. All the way back to Office 427. Look, that door's sealed. Yet all these doors miraculously open. In addition to this one. Office 428. Where am I? What happened? You are now leaving. Escape pod bay, floor 760. Oh! Look! I'm not in the offices anymore. 427 is just around that next corner. Okay, so we've got to do a bit of climbing around this incredibly creepy area. Unfortunately, the elevator's broken, so... Also, the narrator hasn't got a clue what's going on. He's gone silent, he's not here with us. It's getting darker and darker, and I seem to have left my flashlight in a different coat. So, Nope. Oh, I just turned around, okay. Spun the mouse too quickly. It was up on 760, so we've still got quite a trek upstairs. And this is getting quite difficult because it's pitch black. Also, notice we haven't actually got up any floors on that side. There's a number of identical floors layered on top of each other. So this, in case you couldn't guess, is called the escape pod ending. Okay, and there we are. Escape pod launch bay on 760. It's time to escape. Ah, there we are. And that was the escape pod ending. One of those rare times where you escape from the narrator's control. Okay guys, so I'll leave it with just those two for now, because the next ones I want to do are quite long, and I don't want to extend this video by that too much. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I'm Spark249. Have fun!